This is your math gal, Julie Harland. Please visit my website at yourmathgal.com, where all of my videos are organized by topic. All right, we're going to use a half-angle identity to find the exact value of the cosine of 157.5 degrees. So let's see, we do have a half identity for cosine. The cosine of x over 2 is plus or minus the square root of 1 plus cosine of x over 2. Now, whether you use positive or negative sign will depend on the actual angle that you're trying to find the cosine of. Okay? So where is 157.5 degrees? So 157.5 degrees is in quadrant 2, where the cosine is what? In quadrant 2, is the cosine positive or negative? We'll think of an angle over here. In other words, is the x value positive or negative over here? It's negative. So the cosine is going to be negative in quadrant 2. So when we do use this identity, we're going to use the negative sign in front of the square root. All right, so now this says the cosine of x over 2, but I don't have 157.5 degrees written as x over 2. I have it just written as an angle. So I want to write 157.5 degrees as half of an angle, or an angle divided by 2. So I've got 100 cosine of 157.5 degrees. That can be written as the cosine of what divided by 2? That's the question. Well, basically, what angle divided by 2 is 157.5 degrees is the same as saying 2 times that 157.5 degrees gives me this angle I want in the numerator. So if we do that, we get 315 degrees, right? Make sure you believe that. Is 315 divided by 2 going to give you that 157.5? All right, those should be equal. Now that I've done that, I can use this formula. All right, so what's the formula say? It says you're going to choose whether it's positive or negative, so I've decided I'm going to choose the negative sign. And now my x is 315 degrees. So I'm going to put in 1 plus, you want to write this down, you're just using the formula, 1 plus the cosine of 315 degrees, all over 2. So I'm going to need to know what the cosine at 315 degrees is. So let's figure that out. 315 degrees is over here in quadrant 4, right? That's 315 degrees. And I need to figure out the cosine. So if you've memorized it, that's fine. I don't ever memorize it. Let's see, I'm going to make that a little bit better. Okay, I always draw a little triangle, so that I think of 1, negative 1, square roots of 2. So the cosine is 1 over square roots of 2. So keep in mind the cosine of 315 degrees is 1 over square roots of 2, could be written as square root of 2 over 2. So now I can plug that in for the cosine of 315 degrees. So I have negative, you have a big old square root, 1 plus cosine of 315 is square root of 2 over 2. And all of that is divided by 2. Now you can't leave it in this form for 2 reasons. First of all, you have a complex fraction. Secondly, you would have a square root of 2 in the denominator, which means you have an irrational denominator. So let's take care of the complex fraction first. You could do this any way you want, that you know how to work with complex fractions. My method of choice is multiplying the numerator and denominator by the least common denominator. So this is algebra. If you need help with complex fractions, see my videos on complex fractions. So I still have this, oops, forgot the minus sign. Leave room for the minus sign. So I have this a minus sign, the square root. Now I'm going to multiply the whole numerator by 2, distribute. 2 times 1 is 2. And then 2 times square root of 2 over 2, the 2's will cancel, and I just get a square root of 2. And in the denominator, I have 2 times 2, which is 4. All right, so when you have a simple fraction with square roots, you could just do the square root of the numerator over the square root of the denominator. So now that gives us still the negative sign, and you could put it right in front of the numerator or you could put it in front of the fraction part, but I've got the square root of the numerator means the square root of 2 plus square root of 2, and the denominator is square root of 4. Okay, so the numerator, you can't do anything more with that. You have a square root inside of a square root. You just have to live with that, and that gives me negative square roots of 2 plus square root of 2. Now the denominator, square root of 4 is 2, and I don't have an irrational denominator, so at this point I have it as simplified as far as I can, and that is the cosine of 157.5 degrees. This is your math gal, Julie Harland. Please visit my website at yourmathgal.com, where all of my videos are organized by topic.